Getting the links for our TechMan Try. Let me make sure I get everybody admitted. All right, so TechMan Try, if you have not registered, I'm going to say this over and over again until registration is done. There are so many ways to complete your TechMan Try if you're a little hesitant about it. It's 6 weeks instead of 4 weeks this year. You can work with a team and we can set you up with a team if you don't have anybody to work with. And if you're already doing these CubeFit minutes, you might as well transfer them into miles and get your socks. So make sure you get registered for TechMan Try. Registration is officially in the chat box. All right, enough of this spiel. So last week we did cardio on Monday, strength on Wednesday. You all said you like to do both. So today, your wish is granted. We will be doing both. We're going to start with a strength circuit. And then we're going to move over to a kind of cardio burnout circuit at the end. The cardio is not quite a circuit. It's a little burnout. So if you have shoes on, I'm going to have a little bit of a foot exercise as a part of our warm-up, which might be new for a lot of you, but also a lot more challenging than you might think. So it might be a good time, at least for the strength portion, to try taking your shoes off. If you notice, I always work out without shoes. We have so many muscles in our feet that are kind of trapped in our shoes all day. And when we wear shoes, it kind of puts us in the wrong position for a lot of our exercises. So we're already incorrect, and so we got to adjust. So just a suggestion, try it. So what I'm doing is my foot is flat on the floor, balls of the feet on the floor, and I'm going to roll side to side. So some of you might feel some cramping when you do this, so just take it easy. We need to move our feetsies. If you're not comfortable taking your shoes off, maybe you're not at home right now, by all means, try it with your shoes. From here, we're going to put our foot on the floor and we're going to lift. Alternate, so lifting the tops of our feet, lifting our heels. Don't worry, I'm not going to do a full foot exercise for the entire boot camp class, but I do want to get your feet moving because we do have some balance today. So get those feet ready to grip the floor. All right, same thing on the other side. So we're going to start by rolling the balls of your feet side to side. Heels are off the floor. This is one of those things that you can do while you're like at a standing desk. Maybe you need a 10-second break, but you can't go anywhere in a meeting, something like that. You can do some foot exercises. We forget about our feet, but the rest of our body kind of follows our feet, right? So it's important. All right, alternate lifting, heels, toes. This is our last one. I won't make you do too much. I know it's kind of weird. But let me tell you, it probably was harder than you thought, huh? Am I recording? All right, team. So now that our feet are ready to grip the floor, we're going to balance. So standing knee is nice and soft. Core, glutes are engaged. Maybe you have shoes on, maybe not. But if you don't have shoes on, I want you to practice gripping the floor. So imagine your foot is a tripod and your weight is distributed equally. We're just going to add some hinging here. Right now, I care less about the hinge itself, and I care more about your balancing. So I care more about what you're doing with your feet. So don't worry about how far you're going in these hinges. Let's get one more on this side. And switch sides, same thing. If this is your first time taking your shoes off, might feel a little funky. It's new, I know. But nothing is perfect our first time, right? Let's get one more, and we'll go into a more traditional warm-up. Thought I'd switch it up for you today. All right, nice wide stance. Take a deep breath in and open those hips side to side. Reach. My feet kind of turn while I do this to allow for my hips to open a little bit more. If you have more questions on barefoot training, why do I never work out with shoes? Why does Cassidy never work out with shoes? Feel free to reach out to me individually. Let's get one more. All right, here is that inchworm, the infamous inchworm, walking our hands out into our plank position, dropping our hips and raising that chest. Let's push our hips back, get a little bit of movement through those ankles, walking through those heels, pedaling through your feet. Hopefully those ankles are at least somewhat warmed up already. Hips back as you walk those hands back to your feet. Let's get one more inchworm, team. It's Monday. We can do it. Mondays, I think the hardest part of Mondays is just making it to class, right? Just being here. Once you're here, you're with me, so you're set. Just kidding. Walk those hands back to your feet and lift it up. We're gonna go into some shoulder exercises. So we're going into our hinged hip position. So hips are back, shoulders are nice and pulled back so we're not rounding through the spine. And thumbs facing up, we're gonna lift to our ears. Let's get 6 here. 5, 4, 3, 2, this is our last warm up. 1, fingertips are facing each other, thumbs are facing each other. Same thing for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, shoulders. So we're kind of in this, I don't know, robotic position in our hinge. And we're gonna raise for 6, 5, just the shoulders rotating. 4, elbows should not be moving. 3, 2, 1. Okay, team, you made it through our different warm-up today. Like I said, we have 2 strength circuits. Well, they're the same circuit. We're doing twice. And then we're going into a cardio burnout by your request. Let me get my timer set up. First exercise, as you can guess, is an RDL because we are nice and warm for those. So Romanian deadlift is what an RDL stands for. We're gonna push those hips back, single leg. If you are not quite comfortable with that single leg yet, you can hitch your foot. Your focus is just gonna be weight on that front leg. Cool? So you see that hinged position, so hips push back. It's different than a squat, see that? Hinge, squat. We wanna hinge today. Cool? All right, team, let's get those balance exercises ready in 3, 2, 1. Starting on your right leg. RDL, kick back. Woo. Remember, we're focusing on the hinge today, so if you need to practice with that foot hitched behind you to modify, as long as you're pushing those hips back, that's what we want to see today. And of course, the balance. But you can still work on balance with the foot hitched. Don't worry too much about where your hands are placed. Wherever they feel comfortable. All right, team, we're going into some tricep extensions. If you have lightweight, feel free to grab it, but you really don't need it. We're pushing those arms back. So all you're doing is extending the elbows. Nothing else moves, right? Elbows stay in the same spot, so we're not swinging. See how I'm not doing that? All we're doing is squeezing as we extend behind us. Squeeze! See what I mean? You don't need weight. We get those triceps burning. If you have light dumbbells, you're welcome to use it. Hips are back in that hinged position. Squeeze! From the different angle. I don't know about you, but I am feeling the burn. Let's go 10 more seconds. And we're doing our RDL on the other side. So if you're doing the same thing as me, it's going to be left foot. All right, here we go. Left foot. I'm going to face you now, just so you have a different angle. Hips back. So if you are extending that leg, what I want you to think about is not opening through the hip. Hips are your headlights, and you need them to stay facing forward. you should be feeling your entire posterior chain. So glutes, hamstrings, back of your thigh, maybe even a little bit in the back working. If you're not, you might need to control that movement a little bit more. All right, next one. We're going into a lunge with a curl. So again, if you have light weights, you're welcome to use it. Lunge, we're gonna hold our lunge, curl, step together, lunge, curl, step together. Here we go. Pick it up with me. Curl. So you're holding your lunge while you curl. Again, with the balance here. As you step behind you, feet in line with your hips. So you don't need to bring it right behind that front foot. A little bit apart, hip length apart. Here we go. I'm going to turn to the side just so you have a different angle. Squeeze those biceps, team. Last one. If you have light dumbbells, you can keep them. If you don't, you're with me. We're going body weight. Reverse fly. So for this one, hands are facing each other. What I'm not doing is swinging my arms around. I'm squeezing, controlling the back of my shoulders to lift. If you're feeling pain in that lower back, odds are you're not keeping tight with the core. So I need you to pull that belly button in. This next exercise, we're gonna go on our knees. So if you wanna get a blanket or a mat or something like that, you're welcome to. All right, so we're going knee, knee, squat. Then we're going other side, squat. So if you wanna make this harder, you're gonna add a hop and then lead with the other leg, hop. So you can either stand or hop. So this is where if you want to get a blanket, yoga mat, whatever, just so your knees are more comfortable, by all means. I don't want you in pain here. Not that kind of pain. Maybe burning pain. Woo! We're on fire. Let's go, team. This is our last one. I'm gonna stay on the floor so I can demonstrate. You make your way down to the floor. We're going adductors. Top leg crosses over, and we're raising the bottom leg. For this one, same thing, your foot positioning matters. So we don't wanna turn our toes up. We wanna keep our toes facing forward. We're using the inside of our legs to lift here, team. Heart rate is up. Ideally, you're not holding your head up like this. See how it kind of ruins that neutral spine. Lean in like a pillow on your hand or your arm. All right, here we go, other side. I'm yelling at you, I'm sorry. That's all right, that's what coaches are for, right? So again, I need you to look at your feet. Are your toes pointing up? If so, maybe take that range of motion a little bit smaller and keep those toes facing forward. So we don't want to rotate the hip. We're just lifting. Our last exercise of the day for our strength portion is going to be a plank hold. So from your forearms, elbows below your shoulders, hands flat on the floor. So you're either on your knees. Notice hips are not back. Hips are in a plank position, so core is engaged. You can go from your toes. Option 2, I have an option 3 for you, don't you worry. Option 3, if you're on your forearms and you want to take this further, you're gonna hover those knees. So you're gonna bend your knees so that they're right over the floor. Nothing about your pelvis changes. Nothing about your hip positioning changes. If it does, you need to take it back one step. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that was round 1. How are you feeling? We're gonna do that straight. Oh, we got a good audience today, 29 people. Love it. All right, we're going through that strength portion one more time, and then we're going into cardio. When we're doing our cardio burnout, I just want to remind you, you asked for it. Now's your break time. If you want to get some water, feel free to get some water. I probably should. We have those single leg RDLs coming up. So again, if you have light weights, you can use them throughout today's strength portion. If you don't, we're still working, so there's no need to worry. I'm gonna start on my right foot. You have about 10 seconds to make it back. Let's find that positioning with your foot. Grip the floor. Remember that tripod with your foot. Belly button, is that core braced? If I punched you in the abs, is it tight? Here we go, let's begin. So that braced position, like if I were to punch you in the abs, you know how you kind of tighten up a little bit? You should be holding that the entire time. Some of you might be like, oh, wow, that made it easier. This is not meant to be at hyperspeed, team. Don't worry, we'll get there. This is meant to be controlled. Tricep extensions are next. Here we go. Hips back. Elbows in the same spot. Let's extend. I have no weight and I'm feeling the burn. So I need you to squeeze, control what you're doing here. Remember, we're not swinging this way, right? That does not so much. Besides maybe add a cool dance move. Squeeze. Squeeze. You might not have the range of motion to be going that far. You might be down here. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you're squeezing, extending through that elbow. We still have 20 seconds left, so don't put those arms down yet. Keep moving, team. Here we go. Let's get 3, 2, 1. Other side. I'm going to face the side for this one. Punch your tummy. Is it tight? Are you using your tripod? So for my left leg, I tend to kind of want to shift my weight to the outside of my foot. So I really have to focus on just keeping that weight distributed equally. Woo! If balance is getting kind of tricky with that leg kicking back, I want you to know, are you kicking this way? Are you kicking like behind you? That's going to throw off your center of balance. You should be kicking directly behind you. All right. Weights or no weights. Lunge, curl. Step back. Curl. Stand it up. Lunge. Curl. Stand it up. Knees should not be wiggling around here. Balance. Ooh. Squeeze the glutes. I had to remind myself that one. If you have no weights like me, I want you to imagine that you have 1,000 pounds in your hand. Squeeze. Whoa. There are those biceps. Flex. It's tank top season. We gotta flex. Let's go, one more. Okay, team. Hips push back. Hands are facing each other. We have reverse flies. For this one, now that we got the upper part, or the shoulders down, we're not swinging. Again, I want you to take note. Is your back hurting? Does your back look like this? Adjust the positioning a little bit. Maybe you have light weight. Maybe your body weight doesn't change what you're working. 10 seconds, everybody. Okay, we're going knee, knee, stand, or knee, knee, hop. Down, down. So if this is too much on you, on your knees, even with a blanket or a mat, you can just do body weight squats. That's fine. Or jump squats. Alternate your leading legs. Good news, we're almost done with the strength portion. Ten seconds. Last one. Woo! Legs are on fire. I'm gonna start on this side. We have those adductors. So you get to take a nap here with your head lifting. Top legs crossed over. Again, you're lifting with your inner thigh. So if you're not quite feeling it, take a look at your feet. If your feet are rotating upwards, that could be why. So keep your feet facing forward. Ten seconds. All right. Other side. Same thing, take a nap with your head. So adductors, what we're working right now, often forgot about in a program or workout, but important. We do those glute works all the time, abduction, but we forget about the inside too, so we gotta work them. All right, you ready for those planks? From your forearms, you're either knees on the floor, off the floor, or your knees are just hovering. Elbows on the floor, hands out in front of you. Squeeze those abs. If hips are being compromised, lower back is hurting, I need you to take it back a notch. We don't want pain in that way. Just good pain. How about burn? Instead of calling it pain, we'll call it a burn. No pain, just burn. 10 seconds. Three, two, one. We did it. How does that feeling? We have cardio next, burnouts. So we have 5-minute intervals. So 5 different exercises. You don't have to repeat anything, but they are full minute intervals. But that does mean you'll get a full minute to recover. So for that full minute, I want you to give 100% effort, whatever that means for you at that time. First exercise, we're going into a sprint plank walk. So you're gonna sprint for 8. You're gonna drop down into a burpee, so hands on the floor. Jump back into a plank so we don't drop our hips, right, in our plank. We're gonna open. 3, 2, 1. Pop it back, and you're gonna sprint, and you're gonna go side to side. If you don't have the space, you're just doing 1, side to side, sprint for 8, drop back. Here we go. We're going 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the floor, hop back. Step for 4, 3, 2, 1. Jump it back. Sprint. If you are not quite at the plank walks yet, hold your plank. Hold your plank on your knees. There's still ways to get that plank in. Let's go, team. 3, 2, 1. Full minute. 100% effort, whatever that means for you at this time. How are those planks looking? I have about time to finish off these plank walks. Woo! That was 1. 4 more. So you have a full minute to recover. Breathe. If you want, you can hinge here. All right, next exercise. We're going frog jumps. So if you have the space, you can move this forward and back. If not, you're just doing this in place. Squat down, touch the floor. Ribbit, ribbit. So what I'm not doing is ribbit. I'm squatting down. You have 30 seconds. So if you don't have room to move forward and then move backwards, you're just doing this in your same spot. Woo! You have 15 seconds. You gotta mentally prepare for it. Here we go. Let's get in your spot. Heart rate is up. Breathing is up. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Drop. Frogs. Chest is facing forward on this one. If you're not quite reaching the floor, that's okay. I'd rather you fix that squat position. Woo! Let's go, team. Arms up. Oh, legs are on fire. Maybe you're not jumping. Maybe you're just squatting, stepping, squatting, stepping. Woo, can't say that demonstration wasn't needed on my end. Let's go. We have 10 seconds. Oh, all right. That was 2 out of 5. Remember, you asked for it. We like cardio. Our heart is a muscle too. Deep breath, you have a full minute. Okay, while you're breathing, while I'm breathing. Demonstration, next exercise. Step back, kick. Step back, kick. So no jumping, you are lunging. From the side view, lunge, kick, switch sides. Lunge, kick. While you're tired, you gotta work on that balance that we just worked. In 10 seconds, we have lunge kicks. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Lunge, kick, other side, kick. This isn't alternating. Lunge, kick. Control the lunge, team. So when I say 100% effort, that doesn't mean how fast you can go. It means how fast you can go, but keep that form. All right, I'm gonna kick you now. Kick you into shape. Here we go. You got this. Lunge, kick. This is 3 out of 5 for our burnout rounds, our cardio. Last one. That's it. Full minute. I see the chat box. I know you're working. Zizi, that's funny. She says, no wonder frogs have big thigh muscles. That is true. Never thought about it. Okay, we're going into an inchworm. Don't get too excited. Inchworm. From your plank, you're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Stand or jump, and then you're gonna walk back into your plank. You're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then walk your hands back. So you have 3 tuck jumps, and you're alternating. You're either walking forward, standing, or you're walking back, standing or jumping. So if you can't remember, just remember you should just switch, alternate. You're either going forward or you're going back in that inchworm. 3 tuck jumps. Here we go. Hands walk out. If you don't want to do the tuck jump, you can tap. 3, 2, 1. Walk your feet forward, hop or stand, and then you're going backwards. 1, 2, 3. If you're doing the steps, do 4, so you have equal on both sides. If you started with the hops and you adjust to those steps, just make sure you go 4 so you have equal. I'm not talking because I'm breathing. Too busy focusing. We have time for one more. Woo! All right. We have one more. I know. We're so close. Breathe. I'm going to show you in a minute here. One more exercise. These minute breaks are coming in handy, huh? All right. We are going alternating. Star jump, jumping jack. Star jump, jumping jack. Or you can either hold the jumping jack or you can go jumping jack, step, jumping jack, step. You kind of intertwine that how you need to. Woo! Our rate is up. 10 seconds, we're gonna start. So you have 3 options. You either have your step, you have your jack, or your star. You kind of do what you need to for that minute. I'm gonna alternate between jack, star, jack, star. I'm gonna hold my landing for the star, just to make sure I'm in the right positioning. Breathe. Modify as you need to. 100%, whatever that means for you. Your last 20 seconds of work. Ten seconds. Woo! Almost there. Last one. Oh, my goodness. Thank you for that. I'm just kidding. You all whip me into shape. Breathe. Real stretch here in a second. Way to go. Big round of applause. Thank you, Susie. We made it. What do we think of that format? Strength, cardio, burnout. This is your time to get your water. We're gonna stretch here a second soon. I had a client give me this. I know you can't read it from that far away, but it says, sweat is fat crying. So I thought it was appropriate for my workout wall, even though you can't really read it. All right, team. Sweat is fat crying, according to my little block. Reach over to one side. Sweat is accomplishment. I actually like to sweat for that reason. And walk your hands to the other side. And let's take those hands to center. We are gonna drop our hips and raise our chest. And if you want to add a little bit of back in there, spine, you can add that shoulder drop, or you can just hold in the center. Kind of listening to your body. What does it need right now? Standing it up, bring those feet together. Make sure you're nice and slow with that head, bringing it up. All right, link your fingers together. Pull your shoulder blades apart. Let's tuck your chin into your chest. So you should be really opening up that upper back here. Think of your shoulder blades kind of pulling forward almost. And let's do the opposite and open through that chest. Arms behind us. If you want to hold onto a wall and get a little bit bigger of a stretch, you can do that. Good news is you finished a few minutes early. We finished a few minutes early, so if you want to go on a walk, kind of regroup a little bit before you go into lunch break, can regroup in the next couple minutes, walk around the block, maybe take an extra lunch. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday, and I will see you on Wednesday. Thank you, Travis. Oh, that's so sweet, Xiaowei. Bye, Bronwyn. Thank you, Lynn. Bye, Sydney. Oh, good, Dave. Bye, Kanchana. Elena, sweat is fat crying, apparently. Bye, Maria. Oh, good. Thanks, Dave. Have a good day.